Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is yours truly, Daz, or just Toon Guy Daz, and truly that is going to change as well. I know. I change up my profiles too often, my channels too often, but definitely I need to show my true potential, and what better way than share that potential with the world on a bigger platform and make this channel even better than before. Because honestly, I love this channel. I really do. And I want this channel to definitely be something special. And I want to do a double feature for this video. A truly a double feature. First, I'm going to talk about how the manga world has kind of been in another uproar. And also, I want to review Scream, the movie that came out last month. And honestly, I can't lie in the fact that it was kind of disappointing. Okay, first, I want to say that the manga world has kind of showed its ass a bit because this is nothing new. Because the fact that some manga artist he got found out for having CP magazines from Germany. Crazy, real crazy. Because honestly, that should not be a thing. We have enough CP lovers in America. We don't want more CPs where we try to escape what America stands for. And honestly, it's sad because even a manga creator who has created I think it was Toriko. Yeah, Toriko. He was found out for being someone that assaulted children, and it was his friend's child that he assaulted. And then we have the guy who created Ironi Kenshin, and he was found to have literally miles on miles. Like, kind of like how you have a bookshelf, he had literally a hidden bookshelf filled with CP. Yeah, that's bad. That's hugely bad. And I don't feel that he should have been given a slap on the wrist, just like the creator of Turiko. Because he got a slap on the wrist too, and that should not be happening there or here, but that's here nor there because the fact that it happens way too often. And it happens to the point where here in America, may I add, we even have people that literally are put in a little circle, a little like cul-de-sac type area for pedophiles and to keep them away from people. And that's crazy. That is truly crazy how Americans really would put people like that in a circle just to save face and not think that they're just going to get out. Just because you have officers watching them hand and foot just so that they don't get out of that circle, that should not be a thing. Honestly, that should not even be a question to where they should be. But at the same time, I understand slightly. I try not to basically think too hard on it, but definitely I see where they're coming with it because if they just put them into a mental institution, they could possibly do something to like a young individual, or they could end up putting their hands on like a youngster that has been put into a jail. Like it, like there's so many things that could happen, but at the same time I can understand where it's all wrong because it just becomes more and more crazy to just think about why this all happens. Like it baffles me. It truly baffles me why this all happens, especially with how we have media where celebrities do these certain things. And it's either a double standard to where like a female voice actor or a cosplayer or this that and the third does something and then they automatically get like a slap on the wrist, and then a male does the same thing, but then they get literally witch hunted. I had the same thing happen where it was, I think, an issue with the Vic situation, and people wanted to just stick to the woman's side of it, but not looking at the victim or looking at both ends of it, only looking at one side. And that's not fair to anyone. And I have put that out there that even though this person is a villain or a monster, there should always be two sides to each story. Because sometimes the people didn't do it, and then there's certain times where people did do it, but at the same time, don't just look at them with. How can I put this? Don't just look at them and say that, oh, this guy looks cute, or oh, this woman looks beautiful. No, 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 no. That is how people go missing. That stupidity is how people either go missing or people let their little fantasies from watching movies or TV shows or reading comics dictate what their next course of actions are going to be. And this has been happening so often to where I have people on social media saying that they would love to basically be in a relationship with this guy, but that guy literally killed someone a few days ago. But they said, I don't care. He's still cute. I was still like, even with people watching anime, and then they say that, oh, that guy's cute. I would definitely date him. He's definitely Hispano material. But it's like, and then they date somebody that's a douchebag, kind of like those people who love Harley Quinn and Joker shippings, but then you see how they end up in relationships that are similar to Harley Quinn and Joker, and then see how bad their relationships end up. And I'm like, this is America for you folks. This is how we basically look at things. But besides all that, all I could say is people, please have some common sense. Because honestly, it's just crazy. It baffles me. It's just crazy. I don't even know how to answer this correctly because I have people that would literally ghost hunt me, witch hunt me to the ends of the earth, put me on a cross and say, you deserve it. Or you should have shut your mouth when you had the chance. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is me speaking the truth, me speaking facts. But enough about that. Let me talk about Scream. Let me review Scream. Because that movie, in my opinion, felt how can I put this? It felt so cut and paste. Because people can say that that movie was the best movie, that was a perfect Scream movie, but I'm like, it felt like it was a remake or a redone of Scream 4. Because that movie felt so, like the ending especially felt like Scream 4. And the fact that I love the fact that they changed something up where they made, like, spoilers alert, Billy Loomis's child. Billy Loomis's child as the main girl. Like the final girl is literally a serial killer's child, and I was like, hmm. I definitely saw it. I definitely did not see it coming. Honestly, I didn't see it coming. But what I did see coming, still spoilers, Dewey dying. I knew that he had to die in this movie. He's been through too much. He's been through too much. From Scream 1 where he got shot, Scream 2 where he got stabbed, Scream 3 where I think he got stabbed again and shot, and Scream 4 I think that he got stabbed again, but worse. And then we have Scream 5, where he got wrecked in the hospital. And may I add, that was the difference maker because through all the Scream movies, no one is ever in the hospital. Like, literally. I have watched Final Destination. I have watched so many movies where a killer is in the hospital. But this is the first time that I saw in Scream form them in a hospital. But what really irked me the most, what really irked me the most is the fact that they decided not to add Stu. Because remember in Scream 1, there was two killers. There was Billy Loomis, and I think there was Stu. Like, I forgot his last name, but he was the guy that was in like, if you know Scooby Doo, like, he's the voice actor now for Scooby Doo, as he has been the two live action Scooby Doo movies. Uh, and honestly, it's just crazy. It's crazy how they did not add him. It would have been so well made if they made kind of like a little Scream cult, like their own little cult of Ghostface killers, because made himself like a little bit of a legacy, and the fact that she is Billy Loomis's child, it would have made it even more interesting. It would have been so much even more interesting to see him just guide her. Because remember if you've seen it, Chainsaw Massacre 3D, where they actually made like a old Leatherface, and then they had his cousin come into town, and then she finds out about her lineage and finds out what her purpose is. I would have loved it if it went that road. If it went down that route, that would have been excellent. That would have been awesome to see. But as I was told, it didn't happen. It felt so much like fan fiction. It felt like it was a delete draft and add on to Scream 4. Honestly, I've watched Scream 4. I've watched every single Scream movie multiple times, may I add. And Scream, or should I just say Scream 5, was just a huge disappointment to me. I'm not trying to say that it was not a good movie. It was definitely a good movie, but I can definitely say it was not what I was hoping for, because the fact that we still have Stu, he's still alive, just like how we still have the ghost of Billy Loomis. Billy freaking Loomis is literally in that movie, but we don't have Stu. That's BS. But at least we had a tribute to my favorite character, Andy. No, Randy. It was not Andy, but Randy. My bad. My bad. Randy, he was my favorite character. He was my favorite character in Scream 1 and Scream 2. He is literally my inspiration. Like, honestly, me and him have the same type of personality, and I lived through it. Like, honestly, I loved his character, like, growth from Scream 1 to Scream 2, where he went from just that nerdy guy that would just be a loser that will never get laid, and and he went on to be that guy that honestly was just telling every single last person to be aware. And then Scream 3, where he gave everybody those tips through a VHS tapes. Definitely highlight. Like, honestly, I still love VHS tapes. Don't judge me. I still love VHS tapes, even though DVDs and Fire Sticks are definitely useful, but I definitely love being retro. Don't judge me. I love it that way. And honestly, the movie, I would have to give it a 3 out of 5. Don't judge. And a 7 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the rate, or even an 8 out of 10. It was not that good. It was not that good. It was good as a replacement for Scream 4, but it was not good in my opinion. It was better than Scream 4. I will give it that, but it was not, in my opinion, it was not a good Scream movie to basically come up with the contenders of 1, 2, and 3. Because those movies, it can't, they can't be touched. It can't be touched. And honestly, I can't wait for the next movie that they make out, because the fact that there are still characters that still need to be killed off, and I need Stu. I need him to basically be in the next movie. If any people that are working on Scream see this, definitely we need Stu. We need him back. We need him as that character. We need him to basically give guidance to the new final girl, who is probably going to end up being a killer, hopefully. And I definitely, more than ever, I need literally the rest of the living people that have survived all this to come back as well, because we have new characters, yes we do, but at the same time there are certain characters that have survived but have not showed them have not shown their face ever since. So hopefully whoever watches Scream in theaters, I hope you have a good time, because it's definitely good. It's definitely worth the time. But at the same time, I gotta give it a 7 out of 10. Ugh. I love the Scream franchise. I really do. And I am definitely, on Valentine's Day, I'm definitely going to review My Bloody Valentine. And it is definitely going to be epic. I'm not reviewing the remake, I'm reviewing the original. Let's get retro, people. And let this retro be bloody.